we're good friends we can
Let's
be.
give it a try, come on!
Let's go, 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 and we'll start a commotion. Set friendship in motion. Set friendship in motion. Set friendship in motion.
It was a stormy day on the island of Sodor. Thomas and James are waiting at Nafric Station for Bertie to bring their passengers. Even Sheriff Callie was there.
Where is Bertie? He should have been here 10 minutes ago.
Calm down, James. I'm sure Bertie will be here soon.
Yeah, and besides, it must be the weather holding him up.
Just then, Algie arrived with Thomas and James's passengers.
Alfie? What are you doing here? We thought Bertie was gonna give us our passengers.
Bertie crashed into a pond and his engine got wet, so I have to help take his passengers here.
Oh, I see. Well, I hope Bertie is alright.
Don't worry, Thomas. He is.
Well, at least he brought our passengers and it can't get any worse.
Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck the signal gantry. The intense electrical surge fried the sensitive electronics, fuses, and microchips, plunging the signal into darkness. The blast left everyone stunned. Everyone except James, who was purely furious.
Great. Just great. First a delay with the passengers, and now the signal gantry gets struck by lightning.
Calm down, James. At least it's not as bad as what happened to Super E.D.
That's true, Thomas.
Super E.D? Who was he?
Oh, that's a story so bizarre no one believed it happened.
Can you please tell us all about it, James?
Okay, sure. Anything to pass the time.
And this was the story James told.
It was 1998. I was at Titman Sheds when Sir Stephen Topham had arrived with some news for me.
James, I would like you to help Thomas, Percy, and Edward at Brendam Docks by taking the loaded trucks to the harbor at the coal yards while they load up the trucks and shut them into the sidings.
What? Why me, sir? Why can't you get Toby to do it? I hate doing dirty jobs. Every time I work with coal, it always rains, making my lovely red paint filthy. And it often took the tart man 2 days to make me sparkling clean again.
Because Toby is busy on his branch line, and I've chosen you to do this job because you're a mixed traffic engine. As soon as you finish, you may do your favorite farmland run as a reward. Now off you go.
Yes, sir.
When James arrived at Brendam Docks, it started to rain. Although James loved the Fat Controller's praise, he still hated the task ahead.
Trucks. Why does it have to be trucks? I'm too splendid for trucks.
So splendid.
That's what you think.
Passengers are more exciting and important than silly cold trains, and you troublesome trucks should find yourselves lucky that you're being pulled by me.
Come on, old boy. We'll soon be done, you'll see.
When James arrived, the workmen were ready to have the train of coal cars ready.
Alright, lads. Let's get these trucks filled with coal.
James complained bitterly as they sorted out their trucks. But there's nothing he can do about it. Engines work on snow, storm, or floods.
An engine's job is never done, and be grateful for that.
Say his fireman. James hopper. His task was tricky, but not that difficult. The hopper was a huge slinging tower. A truckload of coal would be pushed onto the hopper's platform at the base of the tower. Then, this platform would be mechanically lifted to the top, where the men would guide it to the tipper. The truck was then lifted and tipped into a special hopper that sorts out the best coal from the not so good. The empty was then returned to ground level, which was on a side slope. The empty would then self-propel itself out of the way, so another one could take its place. After the coal had been sorted out, it was then loaded into trucks under the hopper. As this was covered by a roof, it created masses of dust that would cover any engine working the hopper. James's train of trucks was long, and he was slowly getting dirtier and dirtier. This made him more and more impatient.
Come on, come on.
He yelled angrily.
I've got more important things to do than watch you trucks being unloaded.
But the trucks would have none of it. They knew James in his outburst.
You're just a big red pimple, James. And we all know what we do with red pimples, don't we? Pop 'em!
The trucks all laughed and started to sing a little song about him.
James the Big Pimple Bomb! James the Big Pimple Bomb!
Hey, Rickety, what are you doing here? Taking a break from the Scruffy?
There, I thought he was supposed to be with the Power Troops.
Maybe Scruffy fired him.
I heard that.
This made James even angrier, and he treated them roughly. Then, the thunder and lightning came. James soon grew more impatient. Then it happened. There were only 2 full trucks left to be hoisted, as James biffed them hard into place.
Come on, come on.
He snarled. Little did he know that his front coupling had become tangled up in the trucks. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the hopper, which caused it to go out of control. The work snatched at the hoist and lifted the truck at quite a speed. As the front truck was lifted, it dragged the back one with it, and along with that, James. James could feel he was being lifted, but he was far too heavy for the winch, which came grunting to a sudden halt.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh me, oh my. Help!
Cried James. Coal was already spilling from the back truck all over James. He couldn't see anything. He muttered, muffled under the coal. Then, the first truck fell off, pulling the other one with it, which in turn pulled James right off the rails. As he laid on his side, coal spilled all over him and nearly covered him. He was done for, and there was nothing anyone can do until the breakdown train arrived. James was taken to the works to be mended. Sir Stephen Topham was most annoyed with him.
You should learn to be more careful with shunting, James. And learn to control your temper also.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Who is going to help me, Percy, and Edward tidy up random docks?
Don't worry, Thomas. I already found an engine from the mainland to help tidy up Brendam docks. Unfortunately, a diesel is all that's available.
Huh?
Another Dazo? Good grief.
What? Sir, you know how diesels on the mainland are.
Yeah, has your father told you about Diesel when he framed our friend Doug the first time he came to Sodor in 1957?
Yeah. And do you remember what happened when he came to Sodor for the second and third time? The second time he came here, he failed to manage the freight cars properly, leading to the destruction of several trucks in 1986. And for the third time, Percy told me he made a big mess at the harbor and pushed some trucks into the sea in 1992. D261, aka Bowler, was sent away after he sucked an inspector's bowler hat into his air intake vent in 1962. And as for D199, aka Spam Can, Henry told me he was sent away after he broke down while delivering some tankers in 1967.
Yeah, and let's not forget 40125, aka Old Stuck Up. Douglas told me and the other engines he was sent away after he crashed into the back of an engine shed in 1980. Good thing no one preserved him.
Yes, I know. I know we have had terrible experiences with diesels in the past, but we should give this one a chance. Besides, he's only here to help clean up the docks. After his job is done, he will be dispatched back to the mainland.
Yes, Sir Topham is right. And besides, there are also some nice diesel engines, like Daisy, Boko, Rusty, the Barrel Spreader, Bear, Mavis, Fred, Frank, and the Works Diesel. Who knows? Maybe this diesel engine is friendly.
This made the other engines feel a lot better. Later on, the diesel arrived. He was a Class 74 named E.D., though he was more frequently nicknamed Ed. Unfortunately, Ed was anything but reliable. Plagued by a noisy startup, cross-electrical components, and a motor that wasn't nearly as powerful as his impressive appearance suggested. He constantly kept breaking down. Cleaning up the docks proved to be a very slow process.
Wow! You're the slowest worker we've ever seen.
You're a disgrace to the rail.
One day, while in the coal hopper yards, a sudden thunderstorm arose. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck Ed's contact shoes. It crackled and flickered. Ed hummed and vibrated as the electricity coursed through his system. Smoke poured from his vents. And by the time it cleared, Ed felt different.
I feel marvelous.
He thundered.
Driver, please take me out for a run.
He said to his driver, who duly obliged him. When he hopped into his cab and turned the key, he could not believe the new power in Ed. For some reason, the electric shock from the lightning had converted Ed into Super Ed! He sped everywhere. Now instead of only managing to pull a few trucks, he could pull masses of them at one go. Dockyards were clean in no time, and the Fat Controller was most impressed.
I shall try you out on my express passenger service,
He said excitedly. Ed was delighted. He felt so good, he thought he could work all day and all night. But he forgot about his driver and engineer.
We need our sleep,
They told him. So Ed had to stay in the yards close to the engine sheds. All the engines made rude remarks about him and weeped him whenever they could. But no matter what they did, Ed whizzed here, there, and everywhere. Everyone wanted to see him rush by. He sped through tunnels, through the countryside, through crowded mainline stations. In fact, he was going so fast that Gordon's record was under threat, which annoyed Gordon and the other engines immensely. Soon, Ed was nicknamed Super Ed. Posters appear all over the island. Even the newspapers began printing special Super Ed success stories, with the headlines reading, "Get ahead with Super Ed."
Extra, extra, read all about it. Get ahead with Super Ed. The future waits for all of us.
Even Ed's driver and engineer became special. They wore brand new uniforms with a badge with Ed's face on it. The Fat Controller had never known business to be so good before. He stood proudly on the platform outside his office and admired Ed. People came up, shook his hand, and told him what a splendid railway he was running, now that he was using Super Ed, and they wanted more like him. This was very disturbing news for the other engines. who blamed James for everything, no matter what. Well, except for Edward.
This is all James's fault. If he hadn't had that accident, E.D. wouldn't be here right now.
I agree. Because of him, Ed got in newspapers and in magazines.
Sodor's handsomest engines? I didn't even know that magazine existed.
And they didn't even bother to put me in it.
Thomas, you're not helping.
Alright, settle down, everyone. Listen, Sir Topham Hatt still loves all of us. And let's not forget, Ed is just a lone engine. I'm sure he will be sent back soon.
The engines were not convinced, and the warmth of Edward's words did nothing to cool their burning anger. They still blamed James for everything. And later that evening, when James returned, the engines, minus Edward, refused to let him in the sheds.
You can stay out there with your new pal, Super E.D,
he said.
It was your fault he arrived, so you could stay outside and suffer all his insults alone.
Poor James sulked behind the sheds and settled into the Tidmouth engine works, next to none other than Super E.D.
Ah, so you must be the engine I took over after your little accident. James, was it? Normally, I'm not too fond of you outdated cigars on wheels, but I must say, I do like you, James. If it wasn't for you and that storm's lightning, I wouldn't have gotten the chance to expose my true potential. I really must thank you for that.
You must be very proud.
It's fulfilling. I haven't felt this way in a very long time. My class history was one of manufacturing suffering. I, along with 10 of my siblings, were the lab rats of the experimental Class 71s. We were a desperate attempt to create high-powered locomotives running on either fuel or electricity, quite resourceful during the oil crisis, or so they thought. Sadly, we didn't keep our promises to revolutionize rail travel. None of us did. I guess that was the curse of early diesels. Look at the Metropolitan Class 28s with their faulty overheating motors. Or the Class 42 warships that struggle to climb steep hills. Even the Class 35 High-Mechs. No physical flaws, yet never popular enough to survive. By 1981, all of my siblings were gone. I was reduced to living on scraps, hauling slow goods trains in the southern region, until I was loaned to your railway. That little accident of yours was a miracle. Now I can carry my class's legacy and build a brand new future for the Class 75.
James felt a tiny bit sorry for Super E.D, but he still wasn't fond of how the diesel was acting. He wanted to pay the puffed up engine out, but he just couldn't think of a way to do it.
Don't worry, James. That diesel is just flash in the pan. He won't last. Mark my words.
And he was right. The next day, Gordon was waiting at Nafford Station with his express for the signal to turn green. A storm was brewing overhead, which was delaying things for him. Just then, Super E.D drew alongside!
I suppose you're waiting for the storm to pass. Well, nothing stops me. I'm a diesel electric, and I like storms. That's why they call me Super, because I'm super at everything, no matter the weather.
Ed purred happily, waiting for the signal to move off, but his boosting was cut short. Suddenly, a massive bolt of lightning struck Gordon's front bumper and zapped straight onto Super E.D. The electricity spread all over him in a series of bright, crackling streaks. Ed's engine popped and spluttered. Then, thick, foul-smelling smoke began billowing from the vent in his engine cover. His driver tried everything to make him move, but Ed was all seized up. More and more black smoke poured from the diesel. The wind blew it right into the station, making the passengers cough and splutter. It was so dense that no one could see where they were going. Just even Topham Hatt appeared on the platform to see the commotion.
What in the world is going on? Get rid of that smoke!
James was nearby. He was swift to action, lumbering up to the stranded diesel and hauling Super E.D quickly away from the station. it was the end of the line for Super E.D. His electrical systems were completely ruined, and he would never work again.
I wish there was something I could do for you, but unfortunately, you're only a lone engine. I'll have your dispatcher decide what to do with you. Gordon, James, send him off. I'll see to my records that he'll be sent back to the mainland.
I can still function!
James and Gordon were both very quiet as they took Super E.D. away, and they didn't mention him for the rest of the day. They were still quiet when they got back to the sheds that evening, until James's driver broke the silence.
Well, it took a bolt from the blue to finish him off, but he definitely put an end to his super attitude.
James, we're sorry for kicking you out of the sheds yesterday.
Yeah, it was wrong of us to do that.
It's alright, everyone. I'm sorry too for not being careful with my shunting. I promise to try and do better.
That's good, but remember one thing, James. Those troublesome shots might make you see red, but it's far better seeing red than seeing that Super E.D.
Wow, you were right, James. That story was bizarre.
Yeah, and it's crazy. What happened to Super E.D. after you and Gordon dropped him off?
Well, after we dropped him off at Barrow-in-Furness and came back, he was sent to see a booth in Rotherham to be scrapped. His motor was completely fused and seized up. You could say that Super E.D. was super dead. But to be honest, I feel bad for him. Granted, he was hot-headed, but he didn't deserve to be struck by lightning. If I hadn't had my accident that day, he could be sitting safely in a museum right now.
Hey, it's okay, James. These things happen. It wasn't your fault.
Yeah. And look on the bright side. At least we learned a valuable lesson today.
What's that?
To always check the weather forecast before heading out on the trails.
And to stay far away from any tall trees during a storm.